Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 15th, 7:43 a.m. Central Time. So, watching the news right now, it looks like we had some more earnings from banks and everything where I forget which bank it was, but they beat the Goldman Sachs earnings last year. And I think maybe it was JP Morgan, but it was they were making like 30% of the revenue uplift from trading activity, which was kind of interesting. And so it feels like that kind of signals to me that people are actively adding liquidity to the market. And Dollar Tree had really good earnings, so people are kind of spending more, at least at that type of store. So I thought all that was really interesting. um, and so it kind of signals to me that it's not just tech doing pretty good right now as far as earnings. And so maybe the economy is a little bit stronger, at least from the last quarter earnings. Who knows what going forward? But I thought that was just kind of an interesting thing there. Also, other thing is that it looks like Powell is green light on one more rate cut here at the end of October, and then open question on if there's a second rate cut at the end of the year. But I think that's all priced in, so we're all expecting that. So, everything seems to be good. Um, and I guess quick on the options flow. So if we look at the queues here really quick for expiring on this Friday, since we're kind of short term trading here, looks like bearish. The flow is bearish. If we look at the SPY for Friday expiry, looks like bearish. I guess if we want to look at expiring today, since we do have that as well. So expiring today. So we were bullish for folks who bought either today or yesterday and were expiring today. So bullish on the SPY, and then on the Qs, bearish. Interesting. So they're probably losing money today. So that is, you'll take that with a grain of salt. We had a few dark pull prints, which I'll walk through as well. But before jumping into all that, I guess let's look into um, earnings today. So today, I'm just interested in United Airlines, just mostly because personally I am on their rewards program and everything, and I just like to see how they're doing. I think it was, or maybe it was Morgan Stanley that had the beat. Um, but anyways, yeah, nothing too crazy that I'm really paying attention to. So there is that. So I guess we can jump into the indexes here for the overall. So for Nasdaq, interesting. We had the big sell off and then push up, so strength, and the next day was kind of an outside candle, new low, new high, but the new high and close it on the mid, and then now we've opened up and kind of gone straight up, and now we're going to see if we can break that high that we printed yesterday, which obviously would be bullish, right? And if we break the low, then that's not good, right? So it looks like we're eking back up, even though I think there was like a sell off in the afternoon yesterday with Trump saying something about soybeans, and China doesn't want to buy our soybeans, so we're going to make our own soybeans, something to that effect. So I think they're just kind of tit for tat and negotiating, which is fine. Um, S&P looking just like the key. Actually, no, S&P same thing. So down, up, close, not even at the mid of the candle yesterday, at the upper mid, right? So a little bit more bullish, and we've actually broken the high of of yesterday. So that looks more bullish, more strength. Russell all-time high, I think that's amazing. And so strength is here. And the Dow, it looks like we are kind of following the cues a bit. So we'll see. But we did eke out the high. So for me, this seems bullish, right? Like NQ is going to be lagging. I think this was the pattern like a month ago, I think, back. Um, yeah, I think it was a pattern back here, I think, where we were kind of lagging and everybody else was kind of leading, and we finally broke. Um, and the S&P is strong, I guess, with all the bank earnings and stuff. So it feels bullish. I mean, Russell printed all time high. If you look at gold, we printed all time high. So I think up is, up. It feels like strong up right now. I mean, we'll see if tweets come in and all that and things cool off. But the fact that the Russell printed a new high and gold as well. So, your penny stocks and kind of your alternate to fiat, right? Pretty new highs. So risk and safety. So it's kind of interesting. VIX cooling off a bit after that spike. I decided just to get out of this, made 50% on that option trade. It is what it is. I don't know if it's going to get there in the time that I wanted, so I took that off. And dollar is kind of cooling, kind of coiling into this little flag pattern situation. So we'll just see if that pans out in any direction. Treasury yields kind of hanging out where it was back in a month ago. So, let's see. But yeah, I mean, I feel like S&P is kind of leading the major indexes up, and Russell and gold are kind of breaking us out. So it feels a little bit bullish. I don't know that I would try to short. I'm not going to try to short at this high since it was proven to be broken on the S&P and the Dow and the Russell. So I don't think there's a short there. I think maybe if we break there, that's a long. But I am looking at 25,160. See how price reacts there on the Qs, and 6,800, 6760 on the ES. See how we react there for a potential short. If not, obviously a dip back to 6723 for longs on the S&P, and if we break the 2540s on the NQ, look for a long there, but we'll see. We'll kind of keep watching that. Also, I started just kind of paying attention to the SPY a bit more here, or at least here in these videos. So put kind of other top tickers here. So we'll kind of look at that for the SPY really quickly, and then I'll jump back to the Megatech. So Broadcom, we are we were kind of broke out a little bit yesterday and cooling off the day before. Now it looks like we're going to gap up. Berkshire kind of hanging out here, but it looks like it's strengthened pre-market. We're going to kind of push back up here after we're kind of like in the middle of this like retracement here. JP Morgan, I think they had good earnings, which is why they had earnings. I guess we had to push down into earnings, and then now we're kind of gapping back up to the opening price. But I think the earnings were good, so that we'll see if they continue higher. LLY, which is kind of like biotech kind of proxy, had a nice breakout. We're just kind of cooling off into the support level. So we'll just kind of see. Visa looks like it's up, and we're poised to go up higher. It looks like to me. Same thing with Netflix, up, poised to go higher. So there you go. Costco, I like Costco, just as a place to go shopping. Yeah, I think we're up. I think we're just kind of holding up at this point. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll see if it continues higher. I don't know if that's all time highs. It might be. So we're just kind of, but it's interesting. Like you see the way price looks here, where it's up, down, squiggly. But you see here, up, down, squiggly. And then we kept going higher. So maybe that's how this will pan out over the next few months. So we shall see. And then the SPY is a SPY. So I mean, I think JP Morgan Chase is up, Broadcom is up, Visa is up, Netflix is up, Berkshire's up, LLY is kind of up, Costco's holding up. So I mean, if you zoom out, things look bullish. Looks like things are pausing and kind of cooling off, but more or less on the bullish side. So there you go. And then on the mega tech, if we look at Apple, looks like we're still kind of cooling off in this little flag pattern after we sold off after all the tariff stuff. And in pre-market, we are opening. Looks like we may open above Monday, so there could be some strength happening. So there you go. Microsoft, we are. What is Microsoft doing? Yep, kind of gapping up here. And that, well, yeah, looks like a little bit gap up. Yep, looks like we're kind of coming back to life here. Amazon, we broke all that support from late September, and but now we're kind of gapping up a little bit. So we'll see if we can kind of reclaim that. Google looks like we are fighting back. Bullish day, bullish day. Yeah, it looks like we're fighting back strength here. So we'll see if all that holds. Meta just kind of hanging out here, holding up. So we'll see. I'm watching the 690 level if we break that or not. Nvidia, nice. So had that sell off, inside candle kind of sell off, broke all the support from end of September, from, yeah, basically all the support of this month, more or less, kind of eked out a new monthly low. And then now we're gapping up. So looks like some strength is back. Tesla, yeah, we had a nice little sell off into that delivery news, I guess it was, and now we're kind of holding up pretty good. Even though people were trying to fight us down, but holding up pretty good there. And then the Qs are the Qs. So yeah, I mean, it looks like things are holding up or trying to kind of rebound, which is what we're seeing in all the indexes as well. So yeah, I don't know that tariff, the tariff stuff did not, history didn't repeat itself for the tariff stuff, so at least so far. I think we've kind of rebounded and been pretty resilient from that sell off. I guess good earnings on the bank, rate cut is coming for sure. And we still don't have economic data, so I guess that's the wild card. If all that comes back really crazy when the government opens back up, I guess that's the risk for us on the downside. But great earnings on the bank, AI is amazing, rate cut is coming, Santa rally is coming, so I guess we shall see. And then on the, let's see, and then I guess we could look at how things look on the ES here. So this is electronic trading hours. Yeah, so we've just been up, 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 straight up. We are into imbalance levels here on the ES. So I think I put these on, um, I think 3 stacked levels. So it might be a bit noisy. So actually, let's see. Did I put 3? No, I put 5. Shit. Okay. So I put 5 stack levels. So I think we are headed into this area where there was a lot of um, just stacked selling off levels. Yeah, and this kind of push down. So we'll see. We'll see how all this kind of pans out. There's a lot of imbalance here and all this kind of sell off, which we are headed into. So we'll just see if those sellers are still there and how that kind of works. But looks like we are at the highs of pre-market as well. So we'll just see if we continue kind of breaking out. Um, Previous month high would be here at the 6756. So for me, I think price has shown we've just going straight up, and I think it looks the same in the Qs. Like I said, I'm looking at 6760, so I'm going to mark that and just kind of see if price can get there. Could even ride it up to it. Yeah, obviously this is a nice support level, the 6723, so I'll be watching that as well. But yeah, I mean, and it looks like we will open at the 6741. I mean, if it holds that as support, if it breaks above that pre-market high and holds up, that's long. If we can't break above it, then you could look for a short with really tight risk. Probabilities may not be in your favor to short right away, but I think that's kind of how things are looking for me. So I'll just see how all that shakes out. And then if we look at the Qs, similar story. I think we also had these 2 big dark pole prints yesterday, kind of here at the lows, and in here again, and we're kind of pushing back up. Had similar prints, which I forgot to mention in the when I was looking at the ES, but it is what it is. So I think for me, I am kind of watching this price level, this previous day high. Let's just see how that works. Um, if we can break it or not, if that maybe that's going to hold. If the ES kind of turns right at it, if the ES turns at its pre-market high that it made, and then the NQ can't break this previous day high, maybe there's a short there. But if we break above it, see if it holds up strong and it's not a sweep and a fake out, then I think we can kind of go higher and this 25 150 level. So we shall see. But yeah, price looks really strong. I mean, this 24,945 also looks like a nice support level. Um, so we'll just kind of see how all that pans out. I think the imbalance levels are finally painting. So we'll just kind of see how all this kind of shakes out. But I think price is up. So I'll be looking for the longs a bit more than the shorts, because I feel like if you try to short right away, you might be forcing it. But if price shows its hand that it does want to short, because again, at the NQ, we are right at this previous day high, and on the ES, we're right at the pre-market high, right? So if we show like weakness that we can't break this pre-market high, and NQ can't break this previous day high, which is also its pre-market high more or less, then potentially there's a short. But like you see right here, we're going into the open and it's pushing up. So I feel like there's strength. I feel like we're going to push above. I feel like it's going to do it right here. Um, and so we'll just look. You got some buying imbalance happening right now. If you saw that green flash there. So I don't know that they're shorts right away. I think because everybody else, all the other indexes have broken yesterday's high, I feel like the NQ is just going to be like, okay, let me follow along and we're just going to go. So let's see. Um, yeah, that's all I got for now. And I guess we'll just kind of see how we go. All right, that's it for me. Don't get caught, and thank you.